Think about the last 5 things you bought: your phone, your laptop, your earphones, even your clothes. Chances are at least 3 of them were made in China. But have you ever wondered why? Why does it seem like everything, from iPhones to electric scooters to those little plastic toys in cereal boxes, is made in China? Is it just because of cheap labor? Or is there a bigger, deeper story behind China becoming the factory of the world? Today, we're diving into that story. One that starts decades ago with politics, vision, risk, and billions of hardworking hands. Our story begins in China, 1978. At that time, China was poor, isolated, and struggling. Most people worked in agriculture. The country was closed off from global trade, and made in China didn't mean anything because nothing was being made for export. Then came one man, Deng Xiaoping. After years of strict communist policies, he decided to take a different path. He said something revolutionary. It doesn't matter whether a cat is black or white, as long as it catches mice. What he meant was simple: ideology doesn't matter, results do. And that marked the beginning of China's economic reform, the moment the doors to global trade started to open. Deng introduced a series of policies called the Open Door Reforms. He allowed foreign companies to set up factories in China. He created special economic zones, places like Shenzhen, Guangzhou, and Shanghai, where international companies could invest, manufacture, and trade with fewer restrictions. Back then, Shenzhen was just a small fishing village. Today, it's a tech megacity home to giants like Huawei, DJI, and Tencent. And that transformation is no accident. It was the start of China's manufacturing revolution. Now, let's talk about the first thing everyone mentions: cheap labor. In the 1980s and 1990s, China had hundreds of millions of young workers moving from rural areas to the cities, searching for work. Factories offered jobs, housing, and stability. For global companies like Apple, Nike, and General Motors, this was a dream come true. They could make products at a fraction of the cost they'd pay in the US or Europe. But here's where it gets interesting. It wasn't just about being cheap. Chinese workers became known for their discipline, efficiency, and willingness to learn new skills quickly. Foreign engineers would often say,
"In China, if you give a design to a factory today, they'll have a prototype ready tomorrow morning."
that speed, flexibility, and dedication gave China a massive edge. But cheap labor alone isn't enough. Plenty of countries have low wages like Vietnam, India, or Bangladesh. So what makes China different? One word: infrastructure. China invested trillions of dollars into roads, ports, railways, and power plants. They built entire industrial cities connected by bullet trains and highways. Imagine this: a product can be designed in Shenzhen, its components made in 5 different cities, assembled in another, and shipped out from a nearby port, all within days. This level of coordination is unmatched anywhere in the world. And it's not just physical infrastructure, it's digital too. China built a manufacturing ecosystem powered by data, logistics software, and smart supply chain networks. That's why, if you order 10,000 smartphone cases from a factory in China, you'll get them on time, perfectly packaged, and ready to sell. Here's something mind-blowing. Every product you see isn't made in just one factory. It's made in a network of factories. Let's take the iPhone as an example. One factory makes the screen, another the chips, another the camera lens. Thousands of suppliers, many located within a few hours of each other. All contribute parts that come together in one final assembly line. And guess what? China built that entire ecosystem around its cities. If you're a new company and you want to start manufacturing electronics, in China, you can find everything within a 50-kilometer radius: suppliers, designers, packaging experts, logistics partners, all in one place. That's what makes it almost impossible for other countries to replace China overnight. It's not just one factory. It's a living, breathing network of millions of interconnected businesses. Another key reason behind China's manufacturing dominance is government strategy. While other countries often let the market decide everything, China's government actively plans and supports its industries. They offer tax breaks for manufacturers, subsidies for exporters, infrastructure funding, and long-term development plans. Policies like Made in China 2025 focus on upgrading the country's manufacturing, not just making toys or clothes, but robots, semiconductors, electric cars, and AI technology. So the story isn't just about cheap products anymore. It's about high-tech, innovation, and self-reliance. For years, people said, China copies, it doesn't create. But that's changing fast. Companies like Huawei, BYD, DJI, and Xiaomi are now leaders in technology, not followers. In fact, BYD, a Chinese electric vehicle company, has overtaken Tesla in global EV sales in some quarters. And DJI, it controls about 70% of the global drone market. China used the profits and experience from manufacturing to move up the value chain, from made in China to designed in China. Of course, this story isn't perfect. China faces rising labor costs, an aging population, and growing competition from countries like Vietnam, India, and Mexico. Many companies are now using a strategy called China Plus One, keeping production in China but expanding to one other country. And there's also political tension, trade wars, tariffs, and restrictions on technology exports. These could slow down China's dominance, but replacing it, that's a different story, because no other country, at least not yet, offers the scale, skill, and speed that China does. So what does the future look like? China is already betting big on automation, AI-driven factories, and green manufacturing. Robots are replacing manual labor, and data analytics are making production more efficient than ever. Instead of being just the world's factory, China wants to be the world's innovation hub. And as the world shifts toward electric vehicles, renewable energy, and high-tech gadgets, China's factories are once again adapting faster than anyone else. So next time you see Made in China on a label, don't just think of cheap labor. Think of the story, a story of transformation, ambition, and incredible human effort. From a small fishing village in 1978 to the beating heart of global manufacturing, China's journey is nothing short of remarkable. And whether we like it or not, the world as we know it today, our phones, our clothes, our technology, is deeply connected to that journey. So why does China manufacture everything? Because for nearly half a century, it's been building, learning, and evolving faster than anyone else. And that is the real power behind the label Made in China. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this story with your friends. Tell me in the comments, do you think China will stay the world's factory forever? Or will another country take its place? Until next time, that explains.